So what exactly makes Jujutsu Kaisen so special when it comes to being a new series inside of Weekly Shonen Jump? And here are also some reasons why I think you should read it, because, it's fucking amazing. Anyway, okay, it's original. I know a lot of people like to compare it to Bleach, although JJ Akutami was inspired by Tite Kubo. So if you're a Bleach fan, you'll probably feel right at home, but I'm already going to throw this out here right now. I mean, you could compare the curses and the hollows to one another, but I'm going to have to say that Jujutsu Kaisen really kind of just handles things in a completely different way to a point where it nearly feels damn near original. And that's why I really appreciate Jujutsu Kaisen, because there's so much thrown to the table. There's so many things that have been done before, and he just takes that and cranks it up to an 11, and he also just puts a new type of style and flair on top of it. I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't like the comparisons myself, I will have to admit that he does remind me of Tite Kubo in that regard, and that's why I gotta show some respect to this manga. So if you're a Bleach fan, you'll definitely want to check that out. And I've also seen people make comparisons between Secunda and the Nine Tails from Naruto, and I'm gonna have to say that I know you guys are probably gonna think, oh my god, this is ludicrous, he's actually comparing the two. I'm gonna have to say Secunda is actually handled better than the Nine Tails. Like, it's a lot more of an interesting dynamic, the way they use Secunda in the story, and how the story revolves around not only him having to conquer this demon inside of him, but also a bunch of outside conflicts going on in the background. The shamans have the possibilities of being a whole entire corrupt organization. You have like cursed spirits, like you have nature, you have the ocean, just like the earth and all these other elements coming together and because they want to destroy the human race, because humans don't really respect the place they live in that much as they used to. We got pollution, we got other shit like that just running around, just fucking everything up. And then you also have shamanism and people trying to value value life and death. And that's another interesting topic that I think is really handled completely well in the story, because the main character, he believes that every single life is equal, and then you have villains who have a different sort of ideals compared to the main character, Yuji. And Yuji, he's actually a really phenomenal main character. A lot of people like to say that certain characters can be generic, and they all kind of have like the same personality, but Yuji is different. It's just hard to put into words, because when you just read it, he just gives you a completely different vibe from any other character. And I just really like how good he is when it comes to handling situations. Like, he just finds a way to make it so that he does the right thing. And Jujutsu Kaisen is a manga that just makes a line between what you would think would be right or what is initially thought to be wrong, and it just sort of experiments with that. It gives you like examples, and you get to see how different people have different standards for things. Not everyone is going to believe that a monster or a demon's life would essentially matter, unlike the main character. And that's a very great dynamic, and we get to see how the world may or may not cause Yuji to change this ideology. And there's not only that, there's a demon inside of him, and this demon, he's definitely not going to fight it back, because the minute he gets all of the Secunda's fingers, it's taken over his body. So in that regard, there's also the fact that the shamans want to kill him because he has the demon inside of him. So this also leads to the possibilities of Yuji dying, especially in the beginning. I'd say it's even hinted at. In the very beginning, his grandfather tells him to have a better death than him. And that part really hit home with me, because now Yuji is going throughout the story, which maybe could possibly end in him dying, to a point so that he could have people actually cry during his death. Having a death that matters. Living a life that has value. And these are things that I've never seen touched upon in a story before. And this is a shonen. And I'm going to have to also throw this out here. The dialogue is so straightforward. that it's not straightforward. This manga does not hold your hand at all. It does not make you feel stupid when you're reading it. It's a big brain manga, and that's why I also appreciate the way everything is like brought together and shown to you, the reader. The fact that JJ Akutami was able to have such a cult following with the manga, that was able to even reach such a high point through the Jumpstart program in Shonen Jump. So basically, Jujutsu Kaisen was competing with a bunch of other franchises, and the other franchises got axed, while Jujutsu Kaisen survived. It's crazy, and Jujutsu Kaisen deserves to be something to be looked at, because it's not every day a writer would stand at the top against other writers in order to have his story to see the light of day. And that is something that I think is very special about Jujutsu Kaisen. And I strongly recommend that you read it right this second. And of course, what is a shonen manga without the fights? And Jujutsu Kaisen's fights are cranked up to an 11. They used cursed energy, which is negative energy. And the way they fight in this series is insane. There's Megumi. Oh my god. This dude uses shadow puppets to fight. He will literally use he'll use the shadow puppet of a dog, and then he'll make a dog rise up and fight for him. And frogs, all these other things, oh my god, shit, I can't even put it into words. This is really something you just gotta see for yourself, bruh. You will not see villains like the way they have them in Jujutsu Kaisen ever again. I can guarantee that. It's been such a long time since I've seen such great villains handled, especially so early on in a story. Now, I can't just stress enough. Read Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm just trying so hard to hold back because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Keep your impressions completely just blank. Just go read that damn manga after this video right now. Jujutsu Kaisen is not a story you want to miss out on. Could Yuji die by the end of the story? Will Sekunda take over his body? Will the sorcerers kill all of humanity and society? There's just so much going on in the story. There's literally so much. Will the cursed spirits of the elements be able to finally free the earth? Or will they ultimately ruin the earth by trying to kill all the humans? Or will there only be a society of nothing but cursed spirit users? A society of nothing but shamans by the end of the story? There is so much happening that you do not want to miss out on it at all.